Okay, so today I figured I would record this one because I'm having some really spotty internet connection issues and I'm downloading something anyways. Um, so today is tablet stuff. So I partially started on it previously. I'm just gonna move my mic over a little bit. Um, all I did was extended the lines on the uh, logo, bumped up the size of the text and the icon, and left this the same. So nothing crazy, but this will be the permanent size of the logo. Um, that's about all I did. So you can see from if you've watched the previous streams or VODs that when I hit a certain viewport width, these images then further show up. If I shrink it down, it goes back to 1. I'm not feeling too great today, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, so when I resize it to a certain size, then the images shrink down to 1. So today I'll be working on the iPad size. Now, it's set to 700, so I suppose I should shrink down size 700. Okay, so let's start with the about. Let's pull up my Figma. I want to try something for. Maybe I won't. I was thinking of adding a scene to show the Figma, but I don't. No, it'd be way too small. It's not worth it. So this needs to be. So this needs to be larger. So title large. Now I think this might be larger than a lot of the other text sizes, but I'm gonna change that. Yeah, in fact, it is much larger. So in this case, I want to set the title large. I think. Yep, title large. So let's do font size 58 pixels. Okay. And this will, I think, stay the same size. Yes. Yeah. So now the thing is, though, is that I have set it up in a way that it's like, you know what? This will be completely fine. So we said. Okay. So I want to set this to a set width now, so that it never goes out of these bounds. So let's start with 200 pixels and obviously go up from there. That's way too small. So I want it to look like this the whole time. So 500 pixels. And I want to center it. So width 500 pixels. 0 up. So that permanently stays like this, no matter what size it goes to. So next are the images. So these images are now supposed to be circular, and they're all going to be the same height, and I think they all stay 200 pixels the entire time. So I can now then also just define a height specifically for and a width for well, they might actually be okay, so they're 200 on horizontal tablet. They are 125 on vert. So maybe instead what I'll do is keep the mobile trigger on at this size and then bump it up. No, we'll try it out this way. So I want to set these images. So image circle width 25 pixels, height 25 pixels. Okay. Border radius 50%. And then about image wrapper display flex, even though it looks like it's already flexed. Flex wrap. And I want the regular wrapper to be display flex as well. So the image wrapper goes here. The width of this will be 50%. The width of this text will also be 50%. Okay, now align content center, align items center, justify content center. Almost. I think it's because this has a crazy amount of margin. Yep. Okay, so I want to. This is going to be super crunched, which is not what I was hoping for. So if I look at this tablet vertical, width of this is 834. So there's no world where this works because this is way too thin here. And I really don't want to size the images down any further. So what I will instead do is increase this to 800, or I guess 799. So now what should happen is, yep, the image stays the same. Having some loading issues, there we go. And I will pretty much just remove all of this stuff. And it will stay the same. But I want to make some changes here. So I think I want to tighten up the width a little bit of all of these containers, which means wrapper content probably goes down to about 90%. So I will do that here. Width 90%. I want this image to be taller, but not so tall as to be like overbearingly tall. Like, I still think that the wrapper can possibly be even tighter if I choose this route, like 85%. And then maybe I even do bring the image size down a little bit. The image is not getting sized properly. I do like 360, how does that look? It's okay. It still feels huge, but that's probably because it is. I bring this down and center it. I have to bring the height down because it looks kind of crushed. It's okay. Maybe just having it like this is still better, and then just increasing the size to 350 maybe. That's probably fine. And then in terms of this about text, maybe crushing it in a little bit further. Be good. Yeah, that looks a lot better actually. Gap is still fine. Okay. And in terms of the size of the story text, this is 40 pixels. This is 36, so 40. 16, this is 15. The button stays the exact same. Okay, so all these changes now need to be put in. So, and I'm not the kind of person to use the Mozilla instant apply stuff, so I will do manually. So starting from the top, the text, nothing got changed here. Wrapper, nothing got changed. The image, so about image. The only thing that got changed is the height of 352 pixels. This music is all of a sudden very loud, so that gets to get turned down a little bit. Okay. So what else got changed? So I've changed the image height. The wrapper is fine. About text got changed. So about text got only a padding change, 13%, 8%. The H2 got a height or a font size change. So this is title small, which means this goes here. Font size of 40 pixels. The size of the border or the underline is still fine. And that should be... Oh, and this got changed to 16 pixels. So, font size, 16 pixels. Now, apparently letter spacing is not a stat that can have a percentage on it. So let me just look in Figma really quick what the letter spacing is set to. It's 005 EM. Okay. Where is letter spacing? 332? 005 EM. Okay. Great. So that's that. So that's the about section for this size of tablet done. But once it grows to $7.99, it will need to be changed. Sorry, I'm just reading something on Discord. Okay, so featured items is next. So the space always stays the same. This is 52 pixels, but it seems as though it is not pushing it down anymore. Because it has margin 0 auto on... I see. So because I put 0 auto here, this needs to be 52 pixels. There we go. And now the width is going to be the same for each of these. So I do need to take that into consideration and remember that for the future. But I don't think the size of the text is changing any further. So that's all right. So now I want to flex these and bring them in a bit. And I want it to be 2 per row. So it's already set to flex direction column. So the simple change is products wrapper flex direction row flex wrap. And this should... I put it on the wrong... It's got to be on the list. So they're too big still. So there's not enough space to, I think, put them in a row. Put 2 in a row. Yeah, there's not enough space. They're too large. So that means these get shrunken down. What do they get shrunken down to? 291. Let's check out if they fit at 291. They do not. Now that's due to the size of the wrapper content. Yeah, so bumping that up does that. Now, something about the sizing of this mobile stuff is it does affect how many of these are shown. Um, I did want all of them to be shown at this size, but I will eventually work around that. So, but for now, because this is smaller than what I planned for it to be, and I don't think I need a 60. Well, I do need a 60 pixel gap actually. Um, let's leave the gap at what it was. Let's take products list. It's already set to width 100%. So how small do these need to be to? Okay, so they need to be 278. That's okay. That's still pretty big. I think the images definitely need to be smaller now, though. Maybe something like 250 or 240. 240 is way too small. 250 is probably good. Text size does not need to change. And the icon, the clickable option here, does need to be moved down a little bit further. And in. Something like that. Okay. Maybe I want to make the images slightly larger. Which just means changing the padding, like 3%. Then move this up. Now it becomes the problem of how much space should there be for the text. There's no height set for the item. That's super crushed. Do something like that. There's just so much. There's so. It looks like there's so little space here, but there isn't. Just because the box shot cut off. But I think this is fine. I think it's pretty good actually, in terms of space and size of imagery. So I will. Maybe I'll do. I don't like doing like half a percentage for padding, but 3.5 versus 3. It is a big difference, actually. Maybe like 3.2. Okay, let's do that. So, what have I changed? So, products item, that changed. Products item got a width decrease of 278 pixels and a padding decrease of 3.2% to 3.2%. Expand got moved, so products expand got a top of 11% and a right of 13. The image got a height change and only a height change. Did I ever change the border radius on this stuff? I did not. The size of the text is 22 pixels. The size of this text is 22 pixels. Okay. Oh, but the name did get a margin change. Name margin 18 pixels, 0.3 pixels. Okay. So saving this, nothing should change. Good stuff. Looks fine. Adds it all in. Removes it. Great. So that's the featured items mostly done. I'll probably come back to this at some point and change it, but nothing crazy. FAQ. Now, I'm pretty sure this really doesn't need to be changed. It's pretty accurate to what I had it as. I think the font size gets bumped up 1 pixel. 2 pixels. So maybe there will need to be a little bit of change. Potentially increasing the size of the question a little bit. Like 90%, 88 maybe. Maybe change the space between to be a little bit more. Like 22 instead of 20. Yeah, that's probably good. Icons don't really need to be changed. Maybe I'd even want to bump this down 1 pixel font size down. So instead of 16, it's 15. I think this is probably better. Yep, I like this. So this is actually supposed to be a slight bit larger in terms of the width than these, but it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. So if I did want to take that approach, actually, what I would do is size these down, because I'm pretty sure these are even big for what 278 to. No, this is a little bit smaller. I actually really don't like the width of this more that the more that I look at it. I'd want it to be tighter in, I think, and then decrease the gap in between. 10 and then 20 as the other way around, and like 20 here, 25 maybe. And then maybe even decrease the height a little bit, down 10 pixels. These look kind of small now though, but then I can decrease the padding even further. It's just a lot of experimentation right now. 2.5%? I actually like this a lot more. Sort of tighter in. Yeah. And maybe increase the gap a little bit further for the y-axis one. So if I list like 30 pixels, that's pretty good actually. The more that I look at it, the more that I like it. Or yeah, the more that I look at it, the more I like it. Rather than, because if I just do 10 pixels, like I don't really understand why. If I guess. I don't understand what is causing the amount of space that there is actually between here. I guess it's because it's margin auto. Yeah. And then if I apply center here, and then I increase the gap to 30 pixels, that's so much more accurate. Okay. This is a lot better actually. This is pretty much exactly what I was going for, and it'll be tighter in than the FAQ. Wow, okay. I always forget that margin 0 auto messes with the gap and centering of Flexbox, but something hard to remember. Such a small thing. And I will need to test this on Safari because I do need to be careful about flexed images. I don't think any of my images are flexed, but obviously they'll be hyper stretched out if they are. This is a block, I think. No, it's not even a block because it's not centered. Okay. Anyways, let's go back to what I changed about these. Okay, so what did I change? Products wrapper stayed the same. List got justified content center. It got a gap of 35 pixels. Item got a width of 258 and a padding of 2.5%. The expand could maybe move. That's probably better. Just 1%. I don't know where the music decided to go. Just try and find it. Okay, there it is. It's just lagging. Yeah, I've been having such really bad like connection issues lately. Just not been fun. So where was I? Expand got changed, so that's fine. Products image height got to 40 in the name. 18.3. So hopefully these changes are everything, and that when I save, right, the margin 0 auto got removed. Forgot. So it just got completely removed. So products item will be margin 0. So if I re-enable this, turn this off, tighter in, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And there's an even amount of space here. Great. That is exactly what I was looking for. So FAQ, I did make changes. So what did I do previously? I need to re-evaluate what I did. So I think I bumped up the size of the font. Increase. I don't even need to increase the width. Actually, it's just 1 pixel font increase. That's about it. Yep, that's all. So FAQ item font size 15 pixels. Yep. And contact form I think is the exact same. So I think all that I've done with the contact is maybe I've increased the size. I think there's a max. I should set the max width on these before I forget. So max width of the contact is 821. And that's on just contact. Let's find contact. Hashtag contact. Max width 820. Whoops, 821 pixels. Margin 0 auto. Interesting. Why is this now 500? There we go. So this should cap out to 800, which will be, so if I upsize and I continue to upscale, it should always stay the same. Yep. To the same for FAQ. So FAQ's max size is 1035. So FAQ. Now, is there anything special with FAQ currently? Nope. So width 100%. Max width 1035 pixels. Margin. Oops. Margin 0 auto. Okay. The max width for the featured items and just the featured items is the same size. So this can also be products. So if I check products, width 100%, yep. And then the about max width is 1215. So width 100%, max width 1215 pixels, margin 0 auto. So now what should happen is if I full screen, yep, it's all pretty close. So some stuff will obviously need to be changed. these images, for example, will be circles. This will be taller and tighter in, because it will have all of the text shown at once, but it'll be tighter. The text size, I'm still uncertain about. It'll probably get bumped up. These will be wider, farther apart. Yeah, wider and farther apart. This is pretty close, actually. I think all that happens here is the font size gets bumped up. Yeah, that's really about it for that. And the contact form, again, I think it's just font size. So, let me make the font size change to the form. So it's just going up to 16 pixels. With, now is it on contact wrapper or is it on input? It's on the input. Now did that actually even, like, is, but it's not changing the placeholder font size, which means I need to change the placeholder font size with it. So contact input font size 16 pixels. Contact input placeholder font size 16 pixels. Now, did that actually do anything? No. Let's see why that's not doing anything. It's because it's set to important. So, I guess I will be overriding the previous important. That is on the right spot. Yep, so that worked. Okay. Good. And the button, I think, stays the exact same font size 16. Actually, the button font size gets bumped up 1 pixel, and that is dot button. So that will go here. Font size 16 pixels. I actually really don't like that, so I'm not going to change it just yet. But otherwise, that's tablet. Basic tablet. No scaling, 700 pixels. If we bump it up to OS, obviously these images get added in, or 810, sorry, not OS. I think I need more space here for sure, and slightly wider. This is fine. Maybe a little bit bigger in terms of space and text. I think this is okay. It'll need to be crushed in with font size pushed down to, no, actually font size stays at 16, but I'm looking at desktop. Never mind. Font size still stays the same. Okay. So, but anyways, before all of that, this has only been 30 minutes, so what I'll do now is do the dark mode stylings. So, let's push these changes. So, that's not how you spell checkout. That's also not how you spell checkout. There's, tablet, commit, added basic tablet stylings with no scaling. Push origin, tablet, move my mic, wait for that to push. Okay, fantastic. So, let's do dark mode. So the, let's see. So with dark mode, oops, a lot of these changes. Why is there 2 semicolons here? Now I've never done a split like choice of dark mode and light mode. So dark mode BG. Oh, that's not BG. So the background for dark mode is 16. Dark mode cards BG is 20. Let's see. That's 16, so that doesn't change. The font color is actually not straight white, so dark mode dash font is actually FA. Likewise for the dark mode dash underline is 959595. Okay. So let's try this out. I've never done this, so I don't really know how to do this. So I think the best way of me doing this is to just give the section the ID of dark mode. I start there. So dark mode, or I should put it on the body. So dark mode. So let's start there. So when it's on dark mode like this, so background color will be dark mode BG. Okay, it's a good start. That's how it needs to be. So next is the font colors. Actually, let's do the cards. So dark mode. So this card is about text. So about text. So let's start with this one. Background color or cards BG. Okay. Perfect. So now I do that for the other cards. So the featured items. This is so dark mode products item. Okay. I'm so sorry. Okay, sorry. I tried to mute, but it didn't catch it fast enough. So the FAQ needs to be the same thing as well. So did I never remove the background color on this? Anyways, FAQ. So it's not the whole section, it's the list. So FAQ list. Okay. And the contact form. So it's just contact. Dark mode, contact form. Okay. So while I'm at it, let's do contact, do background, transparent. Okay. So now I do the font. Now all the font is the exact same color. So I could possibly just do this. That should work. Almost. So this is not good though. Well, let me think. This is fine actually, because I do want this, but no, I think, no, it's fine. It's okay. Doing it like this is just fine. But I do need to change these. So, these are all H2s, right? So if I do, well, most of them are H2s. So if I do H2, dark mode H3, and I do after background color var dark mode font. Perfect. Okay, and that should, oh, that needs to be changed, but that's all right. Let's change this one. Great. Okay. So let's now change this. So here a nav button. So dark mode dot hero nav b nav btn background. That's actually wrong, I think. It's line. Var dark mode font. Great. So next are the buttons. So again, exact same stuff. So dark mode dot line. So color var dark mode font. That did nothing. Why did that do nothing? Because it's set to line, not button. Okay, and the border color. So border color dark mode font, and that should do it for every button. Exactly. Perfect. So finally is the text in here. I think finally. That's the same. Oh, these. So the products expand. Dark mode products expand. So what would happen is background gets set to dark mode BG, and color gets set to font. Great. The text shadow is fine, or the box shadow is fine. That's what I want it to look like. Then finally, these. Now, it might just be dark mode dot contact input color var dark mode font. Okay, so that works for the text there on all of them. Should work. Yep. But it doesn't work for the the placeholder. So that just means this gets pulled, or it doesn't even need to get pulled down. It's just like this, dark mode, contact, input placeholder, color. Perfect. So that's dark mode. That really didn't take very long. It took about 10 minutes. So now though, want to find a good spot to make a toggle for it. Oh, the menu definitely needs to be changed. Let's do that too. So do it here. So header nav. Is it header nav? I feel like header nav. Doesn't header nav have something else in it? No, header wrapper has the other stuff. Header nav is fun. So this would be let's do I think I need to do this. I need to copy one of these, say this one, but I need it to be RGB because I want it to have a see-through. So 0.87, dark mode, nav, BG. So far, dark mode, nav, BG. Oops. Okay. This color of X probably will get changed to a darker red, but let's start here first. So header link, dark mode, header link, color, our dark mode font. So, but now there is a hover on it where the link gets it has a border on it. So the border bottom, where is it? Link, border, it would be on the hover. Dark mode, header, link, hover, border, bottom, color, bar, dark mode font. Perfect. Okay, so I think, yeah, I think this red needs to be darker for sure. Kind of too bright. So dark mode, header, close, color. So currently it's this, but this definitely is too bright. So if I do like that, how does that look? That's fine, probably, actually. And this shouldn't change anything in terms of layout. All it is just changing the colors. In which, yep, nothing seems to have changed. Everything's so tight on this version of phone, though. So small. This might be like too spaced out, to be honest. I'll change that later. That gets changed when scaling. Otherwise, hover still works. Yep. Great. Looks good. So now I need to add a thing for toggling. Now I'm no good at how to determine dark and light mode. It's possible that I should do it. I should do it somewhere where it's obvious, but I really don't want to do it here. Maybe I do it right here. So if I do, I go into nav component, I put it. So let's say I do a div, and inside of that div goes this div. So nothing should change layout wise. This stuff needs to be pushed up. So header toggles. So now I should be able to have a span here that says, it should say dark or light. Oh. Let's just do this real quick to see if flex just fixes it normally. Yep, and then gap like 20 pixels. What does that do? Oh, that's perfect. So just grab this. So let's move this to header stuff. So header toggles. Okay, and then font family bar body font size to like 15 pixels. Okay, so I want to pass through the mode equals mode. So data, let's start with mode is, we'll start with light. Oops. So mounted, let's do if this dot mode equals light, document dot query selector body dot class list dot remove dot, I don't know how to add or remove an ID. I always just do classes. JavaScript add ID. Set attribute ID. Okay. Set attribute ID. No, not set. I want to remove attribute. ID dark mode. So, because this is mode light on right now, what should happen is light is not defined. Oh. Right. So it should remove the class ID dark mode. There we go. Okay. What happened here? What? I don't know what that was. Okay, so else this stop mode. Well, you know what? I shouldn't even. It should be like this. So dark. Add attribute ID. So what should happen now is if I set this to dark, refresh, dark mode is now added. Okay, so actually I'll capitalize this because it's being pushed. So mode. So let's take a prop of mode and set this to that prop. Duplicate me, mode is not defined. This stop mode. And then if I take this out. Now the header's gone. There it is. Okay, so if I then so at click view emit. When it loads. Click emit. Change mode. Sediment. Okay, and then paint on view on some event. Why is it hyphened this way though? Change mode. Methods. I just want to test this to start, so change mode. Console.log event fired. So I check my log, click it. Query selector is not a function on add with add attribute. Document.query selector add attribute is not a function. Add attribute is not a function. Set attribute? Is that what I... Yeah, okay, now I have no error. This is some really bad internet. And the videos transferring data from localhost. Just wait for it to load, I guess. Okay. So currently it's set to dark, but if I click this, my event should fire. Event fired. Okay. So this mode if this mode equals light, this mode is dark. Else if this mode equals dark, this mode equals light. So I clicked it and nothing happened. That's not good. But if I check my view settings, components, so it's set to dark, click it, nothing happens. If this mode is dark, it should set this mode to light. Console.log this mode. But it's dark. Okay. If I do it again, it's still dark. Still dark. And it's still showing up as dark. My guess is that it's because it's set to default. It's defaulted to dark. So if I click it, nothing's still happening. if this dot mode is dark, console.log, this is dark mode. Okay, it's actually running. Maybe if I just take away this. Why? Okay, that changed it. Okay, what if instead I do it like this? So if I do true, I leave it as true, so this dot mode is the opposite of this dot mode, and then if I do this again, but instead if it's true, set to dark mode, true, I don't pass through this dot mode, I pass through, maybe I don't even pass anything through. Well, I might as well. Just visuals. Visuals. And let's set it to null for now. And change this to visuals. We're gonna error out, obviously. Visuals. Oops. So dark mode and this dot visuals equals dark. It's false. This dot visuals equals light. Okay, now it's not there at all. But it's because it's... Huh. Layout was forced before the page was fully loaded. If style sheets are not loaded yet, this may cause a flash of unstyled content. Layout was forced before the page was fully loaded. Oh. Okay. So if I click, it does change it to light mode. If I do it again, changes it back to dark. Okay. That works. It's just the opposite. Now, I do want to do this in localhost. So what I'll do here for the localhost end is I will local storage dot get item, or if local storage dot get item. Oops. I think it's like this. If local storage item exists. So if get item, okay, let me think. So I want it so that the way it works is if local storage has it saved as dark, then or has a mode set as dark. So if mode, okay, equals null. So let's start there. So local storage dot set item mode. This would be false because I want it to default to I want it true because I want it to default to dark mode. So this should be fine. So else console.log local storage.get item mode. So what should happen is I should now, so I see here my console log app 43, so it says local storage mode is true. So now what I want to do is so I want to set this dot mode to true, and I think I want to parse the, so it's like local storage get item mode dot local storage parse. Maybe I don't want to parse it actually. If local, I need to just define this. Let local mode equals local storage get item mode. So local mode. If local mode equals true, console.log, this came back as true. Okay, so that didn't work because it's stringifying it. So let me think. Local storage get item as Boolean. Okay, so I still do need to parse it. So let's just take this. Console log, JSON parse, local mode. That did nothing. Get rid of this. Put this in. Okay, so that's a Boolean value. So local mode equals JSON parse local, and then local mode. Great. So what I then want to do is set the This dot mode equals local mode. I was just looking at the visuals thing and how I'm gonna do this. So let's move this up. So I'm still gonna want. I'm actually gonna want to move. No, I shouldn't have to move this. I should move this though. No, I shouldn't. This is fine here. So currently set to true. So now what I want to happen is I want to set the mode. Local storage update item. Is it just resetting it? I think it's just resetting it. Yeah. It's just resetting it. Okay. So true and false. So currently it's set to dark. So if I click, it sets to light. And if I refresh, okay. Console.log local. It's still set to true. So if I click, it should update local storage. So local storage.get item mode. So I refresh, click. I'm not doing it in the right spot. That would be why. So it would go here. And this would go like this. Okay, so if I click, it should refresh, it stays as light. Perfect. If I click, refresh, it stays as dark. Just what I wanted. Music has ended again. Okay. Great. So it changes to light. Everything is back to light mode. I refresh. Stays light. Click dark mode. Refresh. Stays as dark mode. Awesome. So now I want to just quickly add so header toggles span cursor pointer. Beautiful. Now the thing about this though is that I don't want this stuff to actually change. It'll always be white, and then so instead what I'll do is I will set I will have to thing is I don't want to go through and set the color of everything, because then it's like, well, this is an H1. No, it's not. It's an H2. Right. Okay, I have an idea. So I will, for now, give header title the class of, or no, header wrapper the class of, is the header wrapper or, yeah, it would be header wrapper. So header wrapper gets the class of um, header top. So when header top is up, header top. So color always stays white. Regardless of what mode it is. Okay. And these need to also stay white. So header top dot line background white. Okay, so no matter what happens, these always stay white. So what'll happen later is once you scroll enough, there will be a bar that appears, and when that bar appears, or and that bar will appear. And once that bar appears, header top will get removed, and then it'll be whatever the color for dark mode or light mode is. And that should fix that. Now, for now, I'm just gonna add. Let's do this. So, background color. Oops. Transparent. Let's do back. Header wrapper. Why does it have it? Oh, right. Background color. Oops. Background color. Let's just do this for now. Okay, good enough. Just for now. All right, so that's all for me today. Hopefully the video format works fine and there was no lag. I've been having some really bad connection issues today and would have streamed it, but unfortunately had to do it as a video. So next time will be desktop. Now that basic tablet is done, this will need to be updated at some point, but that happens during the scaling process. And regular desktop should be relatively simple now that everything is capped in size. So really all that needs to be changed is the size of these, the spacing, text size, and potentially the space between these. Text size, the layout of this entirely shifts to being a flex, or tighter in, and this top stuff stays the exact same. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I see you in the next one. Bye.